Hey, welcome back to another KPC Live. Today we have a lot of fun stuff, news, entertainment, society, issues going around. Welcome everybody in the chat. Hello, Purple Waves, Rachel, Lynn, um, everybody, Natoster, yes, Sharon, Guadalupe, hello everybody, yes. It is currently 20 past noon in South Korea, Seoul. Over here, it's a very sunny Sunday, and the weather is splendid. But here I am with you guys, sharing you the latest and fun news from Korea. Broccoli San Diego in the house. Yes, Gamma, hello. Yeah, so let's just go straight on into the news today. We got no time to waste. So, yes, first of all, I just wanted to do like a little wrap up of the whole year since it's the year end. It's already December 21st. Next week, I am not sure if I'll be able to do a KPC live or not because next week, this time it's the 28th, and I'll probably be in Busan with my family. So, if the conditions aren't right, I will not be able to do a live stream. So, anyways, do it or not, I just thought this would be an appropriate time to just pump out some content about the year end, wrapping up the whole year. Um, so yeah, let's start with today's topic, which is word of the year. I wonder what kind of words there might be selected for 2025. While we go through these selections, let me know in the chat whether you think these words are accurate depictions of what represent the whole year 2025. All right, so I don't know on what kind of standards these words are selected by and from, but however, they're like a selection from these prestigious dictionaries and organizations and so on and so forth. So let's go in. Let me know your predictions as well. What kind of words you thought were trendy or either representative and whatnot. Okay, so first of all, of course, we have to go with the Oxford Dictionary, which is the one of the most prestigious dictionaries in the world. Do people even use dictionaries nowadays? But anyways, the 2025 word of the year selected by Oxford Dictionary was rage bait. Ooh, interesting, right? So, for those of you who don't know, rage bait means, let me just shrink this a little bit so for the aesthetic. Okay. It means online content deliberately designed to elicit anger or outrage by being frustrating, provocative, or offensive, typically posted in order to increase traffic or engagement with a particular web page or social media account. All right, rage bait. Have you heard this word before? I think I've seen it a few times on social media on in the comment section, and it says that it's the internet's most effective hook. Also, isn't rage bait two words? We're not rage baiting you by choosing two words. Oh, okay, clever over there. Though that would be in keeping with the meaning of the term. Yes. So a lot of people just use it as like a combination of two words. So I do think it is pretty accurate. All right, you aren't seeing this part of the screen, so let me just shrink it a little bit for you guys. So yeah, although a close parallel to the etymology related to clickbait, ragemate has a more specific focus on evoking anger, discord, and polarization. I think it's a pretty good representation because of the polarization factor. Like, the world is going crazy nowadays. People do not accept each other's perspectives or opinions. If you're them or it's them against us nowadays, I'm really saddened about that fact. I'm usually a very neutral person. I try to hear both sides on what kind of narratives they have, what kind of opinions they have, arguments, and I try to determine, like, oh, on this case or this occasion, this side is right. Oh, I lean towards a little bit more towards this side. But nowadays, if you see the politics in Korea, at least, I don't know about the other countries, there's a party, there's a politician. This politician just decides a certain narrative to spin with, and then the crowd just follows. There's these YouTubers that make these rage bait content and amplifies that voice, and it just becomes polarized. And it's just very saddening to see the world just move apart from each other. We're all human beings at the end of the day. I don't think we can be separated sheerly from just, political opinion and stuff like that. There's difference in the world, right? We got to respect that. And then we had another selection of words. These made the short list, and there's aura farming. I've heard of this word as well too. So what you can notice here from my standpoint is that a lot of these words are originated from social media. So that's how impactful, I guess, social media is in our lives nowadays. And I think even among social media, it's from like the short form kind of realm. Rage bait, aura farming. I've seen a lot of aura farming things. Like, there was this meme of this like Indonesian kid on like a boat, people paddling it, and he was on top and like doing this dance and stuff. If you remember that meme, that was, I think, the trigger for the aura farming trend. And then there were a lot of like anime skits and like, I remember the Korean manhwa solo leveling and the main character Jinu just slaying all the demons and whatever, and people will be like aura farming max level, something like that. But yeah, these words sound very Gen Z, not gonna lie. But yeah, it is what it is. Oxford Dictionary is selecting them, and aura farming means the cultivation of an impressive, attractive, or charismatic persona or public image by behaving or presenting oneself in a way intended subtly to convey an air of confidence, coolness, or mystique. It's a compound word of aura and farming, right? So interesting, right? And then there's biohack. I've never heard of this word before. Like, have you guys heard of it? To attempt to improve or optimize one's physical or mental performance, health, longevity, or well being by altering one's diet, exercise routine, or lifestyle, or by using other means such as drugs, supplements, or technological devices. Oh, in terms of this, I might fall into this category. I might talk about this in the Patreon exclusive podcast afterwards from this live stream. So if you want to tune in, please do subscribe to Patreon or watch till the end of this live stream. You'll have access to it free, only for those of you who stick around. But yeah, in terms of that, in terms of a biohack, by using other means such as drugs. So I have a big announcement to make. I'll talk about that in the Patreon exclusive podcast. But yeah, I think in general, a lot of people have been going around trying to increase their lifespan or just live healthy lives, just well being in general. We've been seeing talks of eternal life between Putin and Xi Jinping and stuff. So yeah, biohack is, I think, a relevant word, though I haven't heard the term itself being used that much. Biohack. Okay. And the last one was rage bait. So yeah, there we go. Rage bait got selected. All right. So what do you think of these words? Huh? And Rachel, thank you for the $5 pizza. Who are your thoughts on President Snow? I mean, President Cheetos Patriot Games. Rachel, as much as I appreciate your $5, I have no idea what President Snow and President Cheetos Patriot Games is. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I cannot answer on that. I'm actually looking it up right now. And it says Coriolanus Snow from what? I have no idea. The Hunger Games. Okay, so if you can elaborate on that, please let me know. And okay, so let's see. I've heard some of it, like aura farming, but I don't know much about it. Okay. Uh let's see. All these new words are crazy. Okay. Biohacking reminds me of vaccines. Oh, maybe. But COVID was like a long time ago. So we're talking about 2025. I don't think it would be that relevant to that environment. Will you visit South Carolina in 2026? I don't know, Rachel. The likelihood is very low because even this year, the short chance I got to go to America and New York was like 3 days, and it was New York after all. It's either LA or New York all the time, so I don't know. Yeah. Hello, Ryan. Long time no see. Okay. I think she's talking about Donald. Oh, wait. Why is Snow, I mean, President Cheeto's patron? What? I don't know why he's called that, but My opinions on him is irrelevant because I'm a Korean person. I should not have an opinion about one nation's president. He's a funny guy, I would say. He's an entertaining person. That's all I'll say. Yeah. No political judgment there, all right? Yes. Okay, the word of the year is 6-7. I'm glad you mentioned that, Ryan, actually, because yes, the next one in line was actually that. So, yeah, 6-7 was selected as 2025 word of the year. And what exactly was its selection? I don't know. So, 6-7 is selected of word of the year, and it is a word that reflects the flow of language and culture. Really? It's selected by dictionary.com, and I have no idea what that means, but yeah, it explains that the neologism 6-7 doesn't have a clear meaning. So it's a word that doesn't even have a meaning. It's generally interpreted as meaning something like just so, or it could be either this or that. It's also frequently used as an exclamation, often used as ambiguous expressions like I agree or that's how it feels. Yeah, it's popular among the Gen Z and the younger generation Alpha, and it's described as an alternating up and down motion with both palms facing up. So apparently this is how you do it. 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. So some people find the origin from rapper Skrilla's song Doot Doot 6-7. Meanwhile, the other candidates were Gen Z Stare and Trad Wife. So these words, they're all very Gen Z oriented, right? Oriental. Yeah. Oh, damn, I did not see that coming. Yeah, you just spit it out there and yeah, that happened. Yes, we were discussing 6-7 on DKTV. Yes, exactly. High school teacher in the US, I hear these words every day. Oh my gosh, you are living in hell. Oh my gosh. So there was actually a funny clip of the UK Prime Minister, is it right? Prime Minister going to elementary school or something, and there was this kid, and she was saying like, "I'm working on these pages," and it was coincidentally page 6 and 7, and then the Prime Minister caught onto that, and he was like, "Oh, 6-7, 6-7." And then the girls started doing 6-7, 6-7, and then the whole classroom started to do that as well. I guess it was a cute moment, but then like afterwards, the school teacher, when she was like, ushering the minister outside, she was like, "Oh, technically we aren't supposed to use that kind of words in the classroom." And then the prime minister was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And apparently, I don't know for the Brits out there, but like apparently the prime minister has a very bad approval rate in the UK at the moment, and people were joking like his approval rate was already like 40% or something, but now it's minus 67% because of like him doing the 6-7 thing. Yeah, that was funny. I gotta show you the girl because like she was very like excited in doing the 6-7 thing. Yeah, like I think it's this. Yeah, it's this TikTok scene. And you see the expression of the girl over here, and she says, the prime minister says, "I didn't start it," you know. She's like, "I'm looking at page 6-7, and look at the girl how excited she is. 6-7, 6. All right, I don't know what's going on with the world. Have you ever used this in your own terms? I don't know. Um, Tung 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 Sahur, yes. And then there was a Bombadillo Bombada or something, Tralalelo Tralala or whatever. Yeah, Ballerino Cappuccino. These brain rot stuff. It's crazy. I hate that kids are actually, yeah, going into these kind of stuff. But yeah, but anyways, one more from the Cambridge Dictionary, and then we'll move on to the word of the year for Korea. So the Cambridge Dictionary selected the word parasocial for the word of the year 2025, involving or relating to a connection that someone feels between themselves and a famous person they do not know, a character in a book, film, TV series, etc., or an artificial intelligence. Wow, they've people have parasocial relationship with AIs as well. Whoa. As social media intensifies the intimacy that fans feel with their adored celebrities and with the rise in popularity of AI companions that can take on personalities, the word for these one-way relationships, parasocial, is having its own moment. Whoa, AI bots have joined celebrities as objects of a parasocial devotion. This is very interesting. And yeah, like if you see over there, the word has grown so much in volume as well, and I think this is very valid to K-pop, especially because K-pop is all heavily driven by parasocial relationships. We actually talked about this a while ago. I think it was last week almost. Yeah, like how so many fans have these crazy parasocial relationship with their favorite groups. Like BTS, Blackpink, whatever, and they think like they're entitled to some kind of exchange of relationship with their favorite idol. So, I didn't know though, like this was an actually a very big word in like the Western world as well too. Yeah, it says over here global coverage of the way in which Taylor Swift announced her engagement to Travis Kelce caused lookups of parasocial to surge as the media dissected fans' reactions. Posts by fans say, "I'm not being parasocial about it," and talk about a Swiftie being parasocial for 10 minutes straight. All right, so I guess even in other parts of the world, parasocial behavior or relationships are such a thing. That is very interesting. Um, that is actually a good relevant word of the year. Okay, okay. Parasocial is an apatu word. What does that mean? That's very interesting. Okay, so let's move on to the Korean term for word of the year over here. This might be a little difficult, so hang on over there if you're not familiar to this. But before we go on, let me just explain a little bit of context about 사자성어. So 사자성어 is a word that combines four different letters or characters from the Chinese Hanja. And it's originally from China. It's like, Confucianism and Chinese characters were adopted in Korea until like the Joseon Dynasty. So we're heavily exposed to and we're heavily based on the Chinese culture. So these four-letter words pass on throughout generations and they're taught in middle school, high school settings. I had to memorize a bunch of them as well too. And they have like these they're like idioms and they also have these lores behind them from like an ancient Chinese guy that went through like these kind of stories and they have the combinations make a story and they have their own meanings, right? But there are easy ones and there are difficult ones. So for Korea, like usually in the old days, the elite or the intelligent back then knew how to write Chinese. That's essentially why King Sejong the Great made the Hangul alphabet to proliferate an easier language to the commoners and his people so that everyone could be literate and they didn't have to suffer from the imbalance of information or, all those kind of things. But ironically, even though with the advent of the Korean alphabet, Hangul, and our own language existing, the scholars and the nobles still stuck on to using Chinese characters and the Chinese language because it was at the end of the day for the learned, educated people, right? And that passed on even throughout the Japanese colonial rule. And even to this day, a lot of like elite people, like professors or scholars or columnists or newspaper people, like they're pretty old. They're still latching on to the Chinese character. I don't think it's like a preliminary, like prerequisite subject anymore in the curriculum. I have no idea actually, but back in my days, I had to memorize like the basic Chinese characters, so I know how to write a lot of them. But anyways, like these four-letter words, they're very much ingrained into our dialogues and our discourse in Korea. So it's very good to know actually a little bit about these four-letter words. So anyways, why I told you all of this is that context wise, the word of the year in Korea is always these four-letter Chinese words because, yeah, the scholars and the professors want to look fancy, I guess, and it could be like in a very metaphoric way not to trigger a lot of people, like, oh, we chose rage bait, oh, on what standards, and all that kind of stuff. But apparently, yes. The four-letter words are picked by the Professors Association. So there's like the whole organization, or I don't know, a committee of professors among Korea, and they do an internal vote amongst themselves, and they choose the word that's the most relevant and representative of 2025. That's pretty interesting, right? So yeah, for 2025, this is the word. So don't get you know, it's very difficult even for me. So it's a word called 변동불가. Four letters over here, right? And it's been selected of idiom of the year for 2025 and a nationwide survey of 766 university professors conducted by the Gyeongyang Shinmun ranked first. This word ranked first, receiving 33.9% of the vote, and this word means basically the world is constantly changing, flowing without stopping for a moment. And it is interpreted as a message that stability and sustainability must be considered in an era of uncertainty. And obviously, you might have been catching the vibes here, but this professor said last year's martial law and this year's presidential impeachment decision was very big in choosing this. Even if you seize power, the world of power is finite. It's not just politics that is fleeting. Everything in the world is bound to change. In times of rapid change, it's easy to become confused, and rather than following the changing reality, we should strive to explore unchanging principles. Yeah, and then the second place went to all these different words, saying that heaven only helps virtuous people, and then chujiangmu, which means to flock together in pursuit of profit. And yeah, it symbolizes the lightness of times, pointing out the crowd mentality that pursues short-term profits, such as real estate and stocks. Yeah, I've been telling you that about that for a long time as well, right? So, yeah, I fall into these categories, I guess. But yeah, 변동불가, that is the word of the year for Korea of 2025. 변 is change, 동 is move, 불 means no, and 거 means stay. Basically, the world is constantly changing, flowing without stopping for a moment. So, what a very interesting a way to describe 2025. I would say it's pretty accurate. I think it's pretty accurate because there was a lot of turbulence, a lot of events, sad ones too, in 2025. And actually, a lot of columnists, when they were interpreting this word, they were actually putting it in regards to our relationship between our neighboring countries and our biggest ally, the US, as well, and President Trump's policies and the tariffs, making so much change and so much confusion in Korean society, and these companies like wobbling back and forth, what we don't know what to do. And there might be even like a Supreme Court decision or something that might offset the Trump tariffs again. So we're waiting for the results or something, and people don't know what to do. So definitely 2025 was a year of uncertainty for sure, internally and diplomatically, domestically as well. So yeah, a very good word that described 2025. What are your thoughts on the aforementioned words? Let me know. Wait, everyone like this live for the end of the year? Yes, thank you. Yes, that's the spirit. Very accurate. Very accurate. I think it applies to universal terms as well. Sounds very Confucius. Yes, everything in four letters are very Confucius if you just like lay it out like that, right? Hello, Harleen. Okay. 60 Minutes in Australia covered a teen who had a parasocial relationship with an AI bot and killed himself over it. Oh my gosh, that is so sad. That is crazy. I saw that a Japanese woman married her AI chat, not white wedding dress at all. What? Oh my gosh. Yes, unfortunately, things like weavers don't really help. Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned before, all of these words, especially the ones that were highlighted in the Western Hemisphere, was, very related to social media. And I think it's just gonna worsen over time. Yeah, brain rot, shortened attention spans, parasocial relationships, all these kind of things happening. This word is better than the word that was picked over here, slop. Oh yeah, I saw an article about slop. I don't know what that means. Care to explain in the chat if you can. But yeah, that's going on. That's what's going on in Korea. So let me just take a sip and move on to the K-pop side of what's been happening over the week. We have a loaded amount of things to cover. In the meantime, if you'd like to buy me a nice lunch, here is a link over there in the pinned comment. Nightbot is spamming buymeacoffee.com/Korean Pizza Club or paypal.me/Korean Pizza Club as well. Buy David a meal, yes, for the holidays. All right, the holidays are coming. Anyways, yes, let's see what is happening in the K-pop sphere. So, the Melon Music Awards was aired yesterday, I believe, and the full winners list, I have it for you guys. G-Dragon, Jennie, Espa, and Ive, and more. So the MMAs are a pretty big award, I would say. It's one of the big three or something among like Mama. There's definitely Mama from Mnet, MMAs from Melon, and there's some other thing that I don't remember. Was it the Golden Disc? Yeah, probably. But during the year ends, we always have these yearly evaluations and giving out awards to like the most active, most popular artists of the year with the biggest achievements. And let's just look at the list of winners for wrapping up this year, right? So, all right. So, yes, here we go. Where okay, there we go. So the Taesang and the grand prizes went to Song of the Year, G Dragon, Home Sweet Home. Do you agree? Do you concur? Let me know in the chat. Song of the Year, G Dragon, Home Sweet Home. Okay. Artist of the Year, G Dragon. Record of the Year, Jennie. Album of the Year, G Dragon, Ubermensch. So basically, G Dragon swept. He got Song of the Year, Artist of the Year, Album of the Year. And his ex girlfriend got Record of the Year. Okay, what a great list, right? And then main awards, we got New Artist of the Year, All Day Project, and Hearts to Hearts. They got a co together, right? And then the top 10 was Rose, Im Young-un, Jennie, Aespa, Boy Next Door, G Dragon, Ive, NCT Wish, Plave. Ooh, the virtual idol. Okay. Rise. Okay. And Millions top 10, Rosie, Happy Birthday, Flower Bookmark by IU, Im Young-un, Jennie, Ruby, Boy Next Door, No Genre, G Dragon, Ubermensch, I've Empathy, Plave, Caligo, Rise, Odyssey. Okay, category awards. Best Solo Female, Rose. Okay, Best Solo Male, G Dragon. Best Group, Female, Ive. Best Group, Male, Boy Next Door. Best OST, Huntrix Golden. Okay, for sure. Best Pop Artist, Ed Sheeran. Oh, interesting. Yeah, they always had like a Best Pop Artist section. I don't know if he actually came physically this year. Probably not. Stage of the Year, Aespa. Best Music Video, Kiki. I Do Me. Really? I gotta check this out then. Best Songwriter, G Dragon. Best Performance, Eyelid. Best Performance, Male, Rise. Best Music Style, All Day Project, Tencent. Shipsenchi. Best Producer, Zico. And then we got like special awards over here. And yeah, so with that list, oh wow, okay, what's this? So with that list, what do you think? Do you agree with the list? What are your thoughts? 100% agree, says Kwani Jiong. Okay, I can see that from your your profile name that yes, G Dragon, you're very happy. Mm-hmm. All Day Project got an award because of Annie Moon's family. Oh, come on, come on. Like, give them some slack and give them some credit. Like, not gonna lie, All Day Project was pretty strong this year, especially domestically. I don't know about internationally. I would say that it was Cordis, but I don't think Cordis was even on the short list for the MMA. So you got to know that like all these different award shows, they don't actually have all the members on the list, which is pretty weird. but for some reason there might be dynamics between companies or whatnot. Yeah, but since Boy Next Door is here, I don't think they have any beef with Hybe or anything. But yeah. So, anyways, All Day Project, I do think they deserve something. They did make a syndrome, regardless of Annie's presence and her ties to the Shinsegae group. There might be alleged claims that, yeah, a payola, whatever. I've seen all those kind of comments, but I believe differently. Like, I do think their songs were pretty good. It's pretty trendy in Korea. A lot of my friends are streaming it, and yeah, what I've been seeing is that it's like natural streams. It's not driven by fandoms. They actually have like good songs that people are actually listening to. So that's my impression of it, at least from here in the mainland. And for G Dragon, as much as I'm a G Dragon fan, like seeing him winning all these awards, it's definitely deserved because like he did a grand comeback after 8 years. What is it, right? Right, something like that. But like him getting Song of the Year, Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, well deserved, well deserved. I guess, yeah. I can't think of any alternatives actually. Song of the Year. What would be the song if you had your own Song of the Year? What would it be? And then if you had your own Artist of the Year, who would it be? Album of the Year, what would it be? Okay. Yeah, I can't think of any. Actually, you know what? Yeah, looking at all these other groups, yeah, I do think G Dragon definitely deserves it. Yeah, there's no other competitor, I guess, right? Yeah, there's nothing that really pops up in my mind. And I did definitely stream a lot of GD this year. So, yeah, and I did definitely see a lot of him on social media and a lot of him on Reels and Shorts and TV. So, yeah, I do think it was G Dragon's year. So, okay. I don't have anything against that. Yeah, I actually concur. Okay. Hmm. Oh, oh, yes. Okay, this is a valid point. Song of the Year might have gone to Golden, but there's no one to actually award, other than like maybe the three girls actually. But I don't think MMA would do that. They would definitely give it to like a actual K-pop artist, which is G Dragon. So, all right, yeah, but that is a valid counterattack. Golden is definitely like a strong opponent for Song of the Year. And I do think in global terms and universally, Golden is definitely worth it. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, 아파트 too. Oh right. Song of the Year 아파트 as well. Yeah, it's either Golden or 아파트. Okay. Okay. I get it. Yeah. All right. So these are two very good yeah, nominees. Okay. But seriously, no shade, but I don't know one All Day Project song. Well, you better try streaming it because it's pretty good. I'm gonna say it. Like, it's pretty good. I don't know why people hate them so much. Like, it seems like they started off on a wrong spot, this especially with Tarzan's braids or dreads. And yeah, and with the Shinsegae narrative, all that. So they're already like a very, you know, ick to a lot of people. So once that sticks into your head, and yeah, then it doesn't really spiral into like a good thing over the times. But I would definitely recommend checking their music out because it's pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, I'll just say that. Um, yes, thought of those as well, but they are all in Korean, so that's disqualified. Yes, they're all not in Korean, right? There are a little bit of Korean bits there. Patrick, hello. All Day Project is fine, but they are quite mid compared to other Gen 5 groups that debuted this year. What do you think about Hearts to Hearts, though? Like, I literally don't know a song from Hearts to Hearts. I only know Ian and her viral reels that always pops up on my feed, and that one part that she shakes her hips, and yeah, that's about it. That's the only Hearts to Hearts song I know. And yeah, they got Rookie of the Year. So, All Day Project just blew up more than expected, and people want to find reasons to discredit them. I guess. I just think they're well produced and they have like nice songs, and they got like good style, excluding the Tarzan hairstyle. Okay, but yeah, they were at a lot of fashion shows and stuff, and people will say that's also a part of the nepo baby thing. But anyways, regardless, yeah. You saw Heart to Heart at the Seoul Music Awards? Why is Cordis not nominated? I don't know. I have no idea. They were nominated in Mama and they got the award there. And I do think if Cordis was there, they would have got the Rookie of the Year. But yeah, I'm happy for All Day Project and Hearts to Hearts. So these music award shows have kind of changed into trying to gift everyone something. Like let's not leave any of these fandoms triggered. They've kind of evolved into that kind of vibes. But I don't know if they have packs between Mama and MMAs and like let's say like let's not make overlapping decisions or something like that. But yeah. Oh yeah, One More Time is a very good song. It's been on repeat. So for me, I mean, don't they have like Spotify rap stuff this year? I haven't seen it yet on my feed. But if I were to do something like that from I use YouTube Music. If I were to do something like that for this year, let me actually see what I've been streaming a lot. So the biggest song I've been streaming is Fashion from Cordis and then Go from Cordis. Standing Next to You from Jungkook. Is that even 2025? I don't know why that's so high. And then One More Time by All Day Project. And then we got some aespa songs like Dirty Cash, Rich Man, okay. And a little bit of J-Hope, yeah. And I guess that's about it for me. Like if you were to do like the top 10 picks for me, and then it's a bunch of like I guess like Korean core artists that you guys wouldn't know that much. I have a lot of Pegerin as well. Pegerin's new album is really good. There's Apatu as well, and there was Blue from Youngkai. I like Hands Up from Meow, and Good Goodbye from Hwaza is up there as well. What else? Spaghetti's just a recent thing. I don't really vibe to it, but yeah, other than that, I have a lot of Channabi, Day 6, some anime songs related to Chainsaw Man. Um, oh, there's a lot of Oasis, probably because of that concert. Yeah, that's about it for me. What do you think of my playlist? Hearts to Hearts is outstanding. The chase style and focus on all bangers. Their formation dancing is the best of Gen 5. Best description of them looks like SNSD, feels like Twice. Ooh, okay. Yeah. I'm a little careful to even talk about or stand. Actually, I can't even stand uh, like fanboy over girl groups nowadays because they're so young. So I'd either go to like the boy group sector. Not that it makes it any much better, but yeah, at least there's like some kind of barrier, right? To not be judged. Um, okay. Hearts to Hearts winning Rookie of the Year is well earned. All right, if you say so, Patrick. Spotify rap is BS. Okay. Cordis was best group this year. Hey, what's up, David? How you been? I've been good, as you can see. Yes, I have a big announcement in my Patreon exclusive podcast, so stick around until the end. Yeah. Is there any metric to how these awards are selected? Streams from a certain chart, or is it all internal selection? So I'm sure there are metrics, but by now people don't really care because everyone knows it's probably rigged or decide internally. Anyways, they can manipulate the votes too. Like I'm not saying they like actually change the count of the votes. They can manipulate like the ratio, the portion, like oh like sales would be 20% or like votes would be 40% or internal judges would be like 50% or something like that. They can fluctuate those terms based on who they want to give the awards to based on their own internal predictions of like, oh, if we have like a margin of this much for like these standards for this group, probably this person is going to win, or they could either exclude some candidates from the first place. So at the end of the day, they're gonna give awards to who they want to give awards to. Yeah. Um. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. I love quarter songs, but yeah, they mad young. They're mad young, and I like it because they make me feel like I'm young as well. Merry Christmas, David. Yes, Christmas is just around the corner. All right. That does make sense seeing who is selected to attend. Yeah, exactly. They give out notices to people who are gonna get nominated in the first place. You know, so it's a pretty known fact already in the K-pop scene. Yeah, same with the Grammys to an extent, I guess, right? And yeah, just to shout out, oh, yay, thank you, Catherine, for the $10. Thank you for the lives. And Mr. Kim Watch Party, thank you so much. Woohoo, pizza, pizza. Thank you so much, Catherine, for the nice gift. Yeah. And okay, let's get a peek look at what these performances look like, how they dressed and stuff like that. So here are the winners at the 2025 Mama no MMA Awards, and this is GD and Jennie. Wow, E-Up, I see you. I see what you're doing there, right? Okay, they look fantastic. And all the winners over here. We got All Day Project on the top, Hearts to Hearts. New Year, new artist of the year, looking all good, bling bling, right? Jennie, wow, okay. Like normally, no offense, okay, guys, I never really saw the appeal of Jennie, like in terms of her visuals or whatever. I do see her aura though, but anyways, but here I do have to say, objectively, she looks stunning. Like I like this look on her rather than her very American looks for some reason. But yeah, she looks very pretty over here. GD, okay. Okay, very, very, and what is that word? Androsexual? What, and metrosexual? No, that's the other word. But anyways, you know what I'm saying. Very neutral. It looks very feminine as well, with the chains and the big flower and the earrings and like these kind of, cuts in the stuff and the nails. Very, very interesting fashion. Always fashion leader. All right, that's how the big three Daesang people look like over there. Jennie looks elegant over there. Androgynous. Thank you. Yes. And then we got G Dragon performing his longtime favorite song "Crooked" with his juniors. All right, we got All Day Project just like banging in the behind. And GD, I guess it's like he's related because he's Black Label and YG, but not Crooked is always the song. If you had to pick one song from the whole GD discography, it would always be Crooked. Yeah. And of course, if you go to the Big Bang realm, there'll be Bang 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 or Fantastic Baby or Lies or all those classics. But definitely for his solo career, Crooked is like hard to top for sure. Here's a little from Jennie over here. Jennie. Woo! All right. Oh yeah, she looks really stunning indeed. This outfit. I think she looks great in white. And are those like Korean scripts on her? Yeah, I think it's Korean. Yeah. 누를 주라고 something like that. Yeah, it's kind of scribbles. That was fantastic. And if you look at these, yeah, she had a grand stage. Oh, look at those visuals over there. Queen slaying. Okay, okay. GD King and Queen Jennie slaying together. Wow, I never thought I would see something like this, but all right, there she is. Well deserved as well. I honestly think it's a very 귀한 영상, a very precious one over here. So yeah, let's go check out the full music video or what do you call it, performance when you have time. Same here. I believe all female likes Jennie's for her fashion icon too, right? Rose deserved the win, but I'm thinking Rose wasn't available or her schedule was fully booked or something. Yeah. Saw her at Coachella and like Jennie was huge. It was really huge. I still remember it on TikTok and Instagram. Everyone was dancing to that and making those challenges. Uh-huh. Looks so good, right? Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe before. Uh-huh. Okay. Zico is a big fan and very talented artist. Yeah, he did a collab with a Japanese artist from YOASOBI, one of my favorites as well, recently, and his song is pretty good. Very artistic. I like the evolution of Zico's songs. Bullshit is a nice song too. Kesoria. Wow, wow, wow. Yes. All right. Yeah, so that was it for the MMA awards. Check out the actual performances for yourselves. And so far we have 200 people watching. So please hit that like button if you can. And yeah. Okay, so let's go on into the actual news of what's happening, a little bit of the controversial side of Korea and K-pop. So everybody knows that Bang PD, Bang Si-hyuk of HYBE, the chairman, has been investigated for like these stock price, what do you call them, internal shareholder fraudulent transactions or whatever you call them, right? He's been investigated 5 times already, and there has been recent reports from the police side saying that they're wrapping up the case. And I thought that would be like a silver lining, to be honest. We didn't have any kind of follow-up press about Bang PD's case on like what's the procedure of it, where is the case developing into, like what's the direction of it. We didn't get any hints. Price manipulation, yes. No, it's not price manipulation. It's like more like initial investor. So he allegedly said that his company HYBE was not going to list on the stock market publicly, and he persuaded all the initial investors that got in early to sell the stocks for a certain price. But then he went against his word and then actually listed the company on the stock market. So when he got back all those shares from the initial investors, obviously they lost a huge chance to earn a lot of money, and he got a huge big fat check for himself as well too. And apparently that was allegedly that was colluded by another like third party fund or capital investment management or whatever, and they had like an internal deal with Bang PD and whatever. So that's what the allegations are about, and we have been seeing so many investigations. I guess that might be a red flag and a green flag at the same time, because the meaning of multiple investigations means it could mean he's squeaky clean, so they're trying to like rattle him up so that something comes out, or it might mean like they're having difficulty, or it might mean there's so much that there needs further investigations and it can't just like end in one go. So they're just proceeding on and on and on with the hints and the breadcrumbs that they have. But yesterday, I saw some concerning news. The Financial Supervisory Service raided the personal home, and office of HYBE's chairman Bang Si-hyuk for all alleged fraudulent transactions. So if you know, like considering a judge gave out a warrant and the FSS or whatever, this organization is a very big organization. They monitor the whole stock market and the finance sector of Korea. And if this organization got a warrant to raid the personal home and office of HQ of HYBE, then that means there was actual significant evidence for the judge to believe that it's justifiable to issue a warrant and raid those places for further evidence. They have a lead at least, right? So this means the tides don't look so good for him. At least that's what the street is talking. in terms of his home and office getting raided. On the other hand, though, on the other hand, a lot of people are also saying that he might survive after all, because if you see who he has delegated, or what do you call it, like um, appointed as his lawyer army. He already has 20 lawyers by his side. They're all from Kim In-jung, or either they were all pre former judges. And also he recently hired like two more very high status lawyers that were former like prosecutors or judges that have connections, direct connections to the judge who is in charge of his case right now, the prosecutor as well. So apparently, I don't remember word for word, but I looked at this article and said that the newest hires of his lawyer army, the two new people, one person is the direct senior, or like the direct what do you call it, boss of the current prosecutor or something, and then he retired and went into this law firm, and then the other person was like a co-colleague of the current judge. So he's definitely trying to like set up his defenses high. And in the legal field, it's called 전관예우. It means like if you're a former judge or former prosecutor and the people with up there in the pyramid, you might get some favored results due to human factors behind the scenes. So he has 20 lawyers working by his side. So that's actually also a red flag and a green flag. So people be saying, if he doesn't have anything to hide, or if he's actually squeaky clean, why would he need the best lawyers and the most expensive 20 lawyers in the first place? It's because he's actually dirty that he has to like arm himself up with his like army of lawyers, and the other hand is just saying like, oh, because they have these army of lawyers and the powerful ones, like why not? If you were like a huge chairman of like a huge company like that, wouldn't you do your best to defend yourselves, even if you're clean? Like if the government or like this agency is trying to crack down on you, wouldn't you try to just put up your biggest defenses? Thus, because of the star list he has on his lawyer army, he won't have a high chance of being like actually held accountable or anything like that. So there are two splitting perspectives. It's very confusing. I don't know which side to side on, but like it or not, yeah, the investigation is going towards an end. That's what the official reports are saying, and we don't know what the results are going to be, but yeah, I think he'll be okay. I just think he'll take a small blow. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe a fine or some regulations. But I don't think there will be any like consequences, such as him stepping down from Hive or having to like his stocks are already confiscated. They're all already like held. He can't do anything with his stocks. But I don't think that he'll take any big damage. And Hive will be fine. And yeah, I'll be talking about my Hive stocks on the Patreon app podcast as well too. So more reason to join the podcast. Actually, let me write down all these things I need to talk about over here just before we go on. Yeah, I have a lot of topics today to share with you guys. There we go. Okay, so I don't know. What's your bet on Pang PD? What do you think is going to happen to him at the end of the day? Yeah, if there was like a poly market bet on this, it would be very interesting. You know anything about Kakao Talk, the American version? Yeah, it's got updated. You go back to one of my videos, I've talked about it. People are super pissed about it, but apparently if you go to settings and like update your Kakao Talk or something, and you switch back to the original one, then you don't have to see those ads and those reels feed. I wonder if this investigation hinders some of BTS members' solo. No, 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 no. Any of this is not related to BTS. So a lot of people are very defensive towards Punk PD just because he's the father of BTS. But one thing you got to know is like you got to be independent with BTS and Punk PD. They are two different figures now. BTS has outgrown his fathership, and whether like even if Punk PD takes a big hit, it's not going to affect BTS in any way at all. Yeah, BTS is going to be BTS, and they're going to be legendary even without him. And not even like extending to other Hybe artists as well. There are even projections and predictions from multiple sources saying that if even if Pang PD were to be stripped off from his own company and he has to like lay low and not interfere with the company affairs, people are saying Hyde might even develop in a better direction with all the transparency and the new creativity and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there are conflicting opinions about that, but BTS is unaffected. Yes, I think he'll be okay, but his reputation is definitely tarnished a bit. Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Um, I saw a lawyer say that none of the investors lost money. They didn't complain. They made a lot and sold because the time was up. It was COVID and dynamite. Yeah, I mean that's a part of the perspective. Obviously, they didn't lose any of the money because they were persuaded that this is a good time to sell from allegedly Pang PD himself or like the board or whatever, and they sold. So they made a lot of money, but later words they were furious because he allegedly went against his words, took them back, and actually publicly listed his company, which means that if these investors didn't sell and didn't get persuaded by his words, then they would have made a multiple fold of what they actually earned. So they're pissed about that, and that's actually against the law by like the financial supervisory laws or whatever. So yeah. What human factor? Oh, I mean, these kind of human factors. Didn't you see Suits or anything? So what like these 전관 예우 means is like, so let's say I'm second in charge of the legal system is somewhat like the military as well too. It's a very hierarchical structure, and by the years and more reputation and more cases you get like and more achievements you make, like you promote as like a senior judge or like I don't know whatever judge position. So if you have a direct boss and that boss, normally how it goes is like these big law firms contact these big judges and give them big checks, big bank checks, like huge salaries, and recruit them into their law firms. And the reason is not only because they've been judges for like decades, like 20, 30 years, and now they've reached the top. They need to retire and they need a source of income too. And the reason they recruit them is because they have leverage over the people down the pyramid. So their subordinates who's like now in power of like the Supreme Court or the second court or whatever. These people who are actually in power that are now making these big corporate rulings, they were their direct subordinates. So they still have a human factor between the retiring judge and himself, right? Like obviously probably there was a lot of like favoritism or there were a lot of like favors done by his boss. Like maybe he pulled some strings. There were probably a lot of drinking sessions. They know each other well. They probably golf together. So all of these kind of human factors, probably they know some dirt on each other as well too. So if this retiring judge goes into a law firm and says like, "Oh yeah, I know all these judges. Oh yeah, they're all my kids." And then the law firm, if they have a huge case and it's designated to this current active judge that's on top of the pyramid at the moment, this retired judge is gonna go behind the scenes, go probably invite him to a Japanese izakaya behind the blinds and like give him some sake and like, oh, in sakes of the good old days, here's a little bit of something, just out of like good memories, and then probably like a golden turtle or something. Just take it in, it's for your kids or something like that. And like you remember when I did that favor for you back in the days? Yeah, it was the good old days, right? And like these kind of cases, we have these no pre-existing cases that we ruled together, and this was the logic back then. Don't you think this applies to this as well? And he kind of like smoothed them in, and that's how it happens. Same for the prosecutors. And there might be stuff like, you're only looking into like 5 more years of your career. Don't you think it would be good to have like a secured seat in Kim In-jang, or like one of these big law firms where you can get 6 figures salary just by doing nothing and be a legal consultator in the firm, something like that. I can arrange something like that for you. I'm already very comfy. I got my own office. You can be next to me in your own office. Like these kind of things happen behind the scenes, and those are the human factors we're all talking about, and that's why rich people get like tens and twenties of these past judges or prosecutors in these big law firms, right? So those are the human factors. Mm. Yeah, 100%. I love hype. I have no hate against hype. Mm. Watch out, hype stands are mad. Why are they mad? Because I'm a total I hey, I would be the most incentivized person in the world right now for nothing bad for hype to happen. Yeah, right now. And I'll reveal why, because in my Patreon after show. Yep. But anyways, that's how the legal world works. And actually, when I had like a huge tax raid on my company back then, I suffered back then with Danny, took a big blow. I went to this one tax accountant, and he said, "Oh, this is above my pay grade." And I was like, "What do you mean it's above your pay grade?" And he's like, "Oh, if you're getting rated by this sector from this tax office, then I can't do anything. You'll just have to go by the book." And I'm like, "Can't you do like what's the reason of hiring you then?" And he's like, "Oh, this is just the reality." But then he was like, he slowly put out a card and gave me a number, and he said, like, maybe try this person, this accountant. And I'm like, you just said you got to play by the book. Like, what's going to happen if I contact this person? And he's like, oh, this is a person I know that used to work in that bureau and that district, that branch of the tax office, and he knows a lot of people within, and he's just retired, so he might be able to like wiggle your way through some stuff. And I went to that tax office, that tax accountant, and he actually said that his fee was 10 times of what I consulted with the prior person. And I was like, that's outrageous. Like, I'm like, can you give me a guarantee that you will get results? And he's like, no, I can't. All I can say is like I was his direct boss back in the day, and I might have a shot. If you want to go with that, like here's my fee. And I'm like, oh no, no effing way I'm gonna pay that tax, that fee for a tax accountant. And after, like in hindsight, I was naive. I should have just taken that deal, gave him 10x, and he probably minimized my tax. Yeah, he might have even made he. Some people say like he might have even had the power to make the whole thing go away, even so. Yeah, like it's not only for legal, it's for tax, and it's all these governmental stuff. Like you just, yeah, pull some strings, and anyways, that's so frustrating to know. I know, right? I think it's so funny how David got mad when someone called me a high bootlicker once. I don't think he is, but he definitely loves hype. I love hype. I'm invested in BTS, Cordis. Yeah, these are my two reasons I love hype, honestly, right now. David, that is shady. I know, right? Another yapping session, but like I gotta let this out of my system. It's all, past news, but I feel so bad. Anyways, okay. So let's go on to Minijin, everyone's favorite. So Pang PD, yeah, the investigation is going to conclude in a few, probably weeks or such. We'll have to see. But Minijin's case is also going on as a two-track, and this is so funny. I won't go on to the details because like it's at this point, like I don't think she has a chance or anything. But anyways, this is a small little detail that popped up in her one of her final defending sessions the other day. And apparently, Hyde put up another allegation saying that she might have used her ex-boyfriend to give him preferential treatment or a lot of money to like produce new jeans or something. So this is the news. Minijin clarifies ex-boyfriend allegations involving Bana CEO, says that they are not a key legal issue. So what happened is Bana is beast and natives alike, and the CEO is Kim Gi-hyun, and he is apparently Minijin's former boyfriend, and it's not like her like direct former boyfriend. He's like his ex boyfriend or something like that. But Minijin had to come on radio on an interview and actually say that like her ex boyfriend is irrelevant to all of these allegations Hive is bringing up. And so, are these allegations? So Hive actually said, let's see Minijin's words first. It was such an absurd case that even in court yesterday, people couldn't help but laugh. During the final cross-examination, questions suddenly came out about my former boyfriend. I immediately thought they must have had deliberately included this, expecting media play. And the remarks followed a court hearing held on December 18th. In the hearing addressed Hybe's lawsuit seeking confirmation of the termination of a shareholder agreement with Min and her counterclaim demanding payment related to the exercise of her put option. During the proceedings, allegations surfaced about a possible contract between Min and Bana, along with revelations that Bana CEO Kim Gi-hyun is Minijin's former boyfriend, and Hybe questioned whether the two maintained improper personal ties. Min previously refuted this, stating that they had broken up long before the New Jeans project began. Addressing this directly on broadcast, she explained, I could explain everything very clearly and transparently. Strictly speaking, calling him my ex-boyfriend isn't even accurate in this context. We broke up even before the New Jeans contract. We started the contract when we were complete strangers, so even calling him an ex-boyfriend feels odd, but since the plaintiff used that expression, there was no reason for me to deny it. We already had ended everything before this began. Honestly, would anyone want to give special treatment to an ex? Yeah, valid. Wouldn't you want to give them nothing at all? You wouldn't even stay in contact. It was a private matter that never needed to be disclosed, and it had nothing to do with this case. She emphasized that this issue holds no legal weight, adding that this is not a key issue, not evidence of anything. Dragging in a former boyfriend and using a creepy expression like a romantic relationship shocked me. That's why I laid out the timelines and financial details very clearly. So, yeah. So, Bana apparently was, no, this is an unrelated one, but let's see over here. Bana, I don't remember, but Bana was apparently in charge of, what is it? Something related to New Jeans, right? I can't. Okay, Bana had worked on New Jeans' music and yeah, stuff like that. Okay. I don't remember. Bana was in a contractual relationship with Adore at the time and stuff like that. She introduced Bana, which she described as a highly capable music label, to Bang Si-hyuk, sending demos. Oh yeah, so they're on the music side. Right. Right. I remember now. Bana is like a music label, right? And they have a lot of like talented artists underneath their branch. Yes. Has provided exclusive A&R services to Adore. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's what happened between Bana and Adore, and now Hybe is saying like, oh, didn't you like contract with them or give them like, you know, these deals because he's your ex-boyfriend? I don't know what's the truth, to be honest. It's quite weird because we were just talking about human factors in the legal scene. So if ex-boyfriends count as human factors, maybe. I mean, like I would say people up in that level of Minijin and the C level of like the gurus of K-pop, they wouldn't really care about past relationships that much when it gets to business. So I think it would have been strictly business. That's my personal opinion. And maybe Hybe is trying to do like a smear campaign or something. But on the contrary, you could also think like, oh, because you're friends with that person and you know that that person's capable and you have a little bit of a bias because you were past lovers, maybe that's why, you know, New Jeans or Adore was in Bana's hands, like they provided service or something like that. So these legal things, it's just very hard to prove. There probably has to be like concrete evidence of, you know, chats or something like that. But yeah, it's crazy that these kind of relationships are even being dragged into these court rulings. So yeah. Um yeah, so let's see. The entire industry is networking and relationships. That's true. That's true. That's also true. So I don't know which side is right at this point. It's become a shit show. That's always what I say about this whole thing. It's a shit show, and the public doesn't know shit as well. So who are we to judge? At the end of the day, the judges are going to do their jobs. They're going to see the hard evidence, and yeah, they're going to put out a ruling. Yep. So, okay. I need both of these parties to STFU. Stop sucking the airtime for your artist. Yes. Bana is 2 yeah, 250 in franc. Yes. It's that label, right? So it's so messy. It is so messy. Okay. So yeah, I thought it was just funny that Minijin's ex-boyfriend is now in the middle of this crossfire. Oh my gosh, how many people do we have to drag in to this? It's about time we get some closure from this case, right? Just like we got with New Jeans. We haven't got even an update with New Jeans. That's crazy. Yeah, even what's happening with New Jeans? Like, did the two other members get like an interview, or is anyone from back? Is anyone back from Antarctica? Ugh, it's so frustrating. Okay. So make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, if you're enjoying this, please send over a meal if you can. Yes. All right, so let's move on to more of the social news side of Korea. Injection aunties. Wow, what's happening with injection aunties? Do you know what they are? So, this is Pangnare. So, she's been in a whole controversy because of her, like, you know, being bitchy over her managers and stuff, like alleged contract deals being broken, breach of trust, all these things. But another nail in the coffin was her hiring an injection auntie, which is probably an illegal, not probably, but illegal services known for its speed and affordability and accessibility with IV drips and cosmetic injections. But the problem is these people are not licensed doctors, and it's against the medical law of Korea to perform anything like this without a license. So these people are just like injection aunties, literally. And they have past experience as nurses or nurse aides, and they just know how to put like IV shots. And they just do this in private. They go to people and clients' houses and they perform the shots, right? And a lot of these high profile figures, like this past president of ours, and a lot of other celebrities like Chinese Key, who has already admitted to these injection aunties, including Pang Nare herself, have gotten services from them. And because it's illegal, it got dug up, and people are on a. I don't think it's a witch hunt. like people are just trying to cancel her, and they found extra evidence to do the take the final blow, and the injection auntie just spiraled out from that, and now it's just hitting the celebrity world as a whole, and people are digging up receipts from people like Chon Hyun-moo, Kian. Oh no, he knew about injection aunties. But anyways, a lot of different celebrities that have known or used these services. Many celebrities are saying that they have not, they won't have receipts anyway. So like, oh, they did not use illegal services. But yeah, like I get why that these injection aunties are very popular, because for celebrities who can't easily go to the hospitals because there might be rumors that she's sick or something, or spottings, or people might film them in the hospitals. They have to wait a lot. They have a lot of schedules. They're probably like filming in the rural places of Korea. So they can't really access hospitals that often, right? Like especially presidents and politicians and celebrities. So I get why that they have these services, but by law, it's illegal. So that's why it's becoming so controversial right now. Every person who has mentioned these kind of services are getting canceled at the moment. And yeah, and Pangnara is getting criticized even harder because of her own Nare bar. Apparently, she has a whole bar set up in her place. She's a very big drinker, and she invites celebrities, and there are certain rules in her bar, stating like you can't leave here drunk, you can't leave here sober. You have to get like fully wasted, or either you have to leave as two people, which means, you have to become a couple, or no phones, no cameras. There are certain laws in her own bar, and it's her own personal house. So a lot of celebrities actually go there to meet people or actually hang out, and they drink until dawn. And apparently they have like blindfolds, like blinds like me, curtains that block the sunlight so that they can drink on even after the sunrise. So these kind of things piled up, and like her many testimonies about her being always intoxicated and drunk, and getting these IV shots for a cure of hangovers allegedly, is not really putting a good image on her. So yeah, she's getting more criticism because of that. Dude, many people have home bars. I don't know to what extent she has installed that bar, but apparently from a lot of comments from celebs, she has a big ass bar, like a professional bar with like all these cocktail and all these wine jars and glasses and everything all set. And there was also a rule that all the food has to be homemade from the bar. So she probably has someone doing the cooking too, or I don't know if she does it herself. But a lot of celebrities have been invited to this bar, but a lot of them have rejected. And the list of celebrities that have visited her bar versus the ones that rejected or have not gone to their bar, are now being listed down, and people are saying like she's like the female Sungmi, like the female post Big Bang pre Big Bang member, Sungmi. Like she's like hooking celebrities with each other or with other people, and yeah, like the celebrities that have not gone to her bar are now in relief because they've dodged a bullet. Yeah, they don't have any dirt. So yeah, that's something that's going on. Yep. Home bars are not out of the ordinary in the West. Yeah, probably because you have big homes, right? Korea, that's pretty extravagant. Yeah, you would have to have a big house, which is very expensive, especially in Seoul. Yep. Okay, so yeah, what's the next news? Okay, Finland is racist. Any Finnish people here? What's this news about Finland being racist? Okay, look at this. All right. Finland's prime minister apologized to Asian nations Wednesday, and as he sought to contain a growing controversy over derogatory images posted by far-right members of the Nordic country's parliament. Dubbed the slanted eye scandal by Finnish media, the incident is the latest in a series of cases in which members of the Finns party, a junior partner in the governing coalition, have been accused of posting of making racist remarks. So this initially started from like, what was it? Miss Finland or something? There was like this beauty pageant, and a contestant, probably from Finland or something, did this and uploaded it on social media. And a lot of people thought it was funny or something, and people started to do the chain reaction. She got canceled and she got stripped from her her beauty pageant title because of this. And afterwards, you would have thought like people would reflect on that case and like, obviously the majority of Finland is not going to be like this. But the fact that some actual parliament members are hopping onto this, and some of them have apologized for it, but some of the remaining members are just like, oh, why do I have to apologize for it? I'm not going to apologize. So this has been spreading online a lot, and the Asian sector has been very, very triggered about it. I don't even feel triggered by this at all. Like this is the dumbest form of racism. It's not even funny. It's not even, yeah, whatever. Like, not that I like advocate racism, but sometimes when I see like stand-up comedies that play with racism, be like between the lines in the gray area, sometimes I feel like some stuff is clever, even if it's thrown towards Asians. I don't really get offended, but like this is like the most lamest, laziest form of racism. And it just makes a fool of yourself, don't you think so? Like, this doesn't even have any kind of damage at us. Like, what? It's like there were comments in the comment section. The most upvoted one was like, um, I don't see what's so impressive about this because like my eyes are already like that. And it was from a Korean person. So, like, is this like, do they think this is actually offensive or funny? Like, I don't know. Like, racism, like these kind of actions, they hold value if they have any value, or like strength if the other side actually gets triggered by these, right? But we're just like, oh, there we go again. Some ignorant people just doing that stupid thing, So I don't know. It's just stupid. Yeah. Yeah. It's the low effort racism, like cotton candy level. Yeah, exactly. They look like kids. This is irritating and annoying level of racism. Yeah, so I saw a lot of Korean people. Okay, like all Korean people are not like this, but a lot of people were like, oh yeah, let's just do the same stuff to them. Next time we see any Finland people, let's just sniff at our armpits and say, ugh, stuff like that. It's a spin on like how Asians don't have that smelly jeans, and like other people when they sweat they have like this body odor or something. So that's what usually Koreans or like East Asians counter towards, like, especially white people when they do like racism towards us. We're like, ew, like stuff like that. So I don't know if does that sound offensive to you? I don't know, but yeah, like a lot of people are like, oh, these people, why are they like that? But apparently the Finland government and the embassy and the prime minister actually sent out a message towards like the East Asian countries in their own languages, saying that they are deeply sorry and it goes against their values of society, stuff like that. So yeah, Finland is always working for a better society. So I definitely don't think like these far right politicians represent the whole society. I've been to Finland, Helsinki, for like 3 days, I guess, but it was a wonderful place. Everyone there was very lovely. They treated me as an equal, and I got that impression from traveling all the Nordic countries. Yeah, everyone was just very open-minded. They were very warm and hospitable, and nobody actually. I've never experienced any kind of racism for the whole entirety of my trip in the Scandinavian region. No, not at all. And in contrast to Europe and America and Australia, where I did face some racism, which didn't really affect me, but like there were some hilarious moments. But in Scandinavia, I was there for like more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even 2 weeks, I guess, and didn't see any kind of form. Yeah. Not offensive, but it gets the point across, and yeah, we wish we had that gene. Mm. Yeah, I mean, like, I've seen so many like racist content on Instagram, and it's all the same shit. And why I don't understand why people laugh about it. Like, it's all the same stuff about black people. There's always the same memes and the same racist stuff about Asian people. Always the same thing, like this stripping their eyes and stuff. Always the same stuff about like what is it, Indian people. Always the same stuff about Arab or Muslims. You know, I saw the same old, thing 10 years ago, and then now there's like this person in like a Muslim outfit or whatever, Arab outfit, Middle East outfit, and they threw like a bag in the NYC subway, and everyone was like scattering, going outside, escaping, and people were like, "Oh, that's so funny." Is it? And then these like Indian memes like have been popping up on Instagram a lot, and like, it's always about like deodorant or something, like, you know like there's this AI Disney made movie about like an Indian character, and his parents disowned him because he started taking showers and deodorant or whatever, like all these stupid stuff, and they have massive amount of likes, and I'm like, is this really even funny? Like, I've actually tried to entertain myself watching these racist stuff. It's not even the slightest funny. I don't know. I don't know. Mexicans and their the mustaches and the taco ponchos and the hats and like the tacos and all that. Like, like, yeah, how can you make fun of tacos? They're amazing. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go for tacos after this. Oh, if it's even open. Oh yeah, I need a taco and a burrito now. Hmm. Yeah. So it's all the same stuff. It's been the same stuff for a decade. I would say, like, if you wanted to be racist, be creative and like make better racist jokes, because we're not impressed. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's not even funny. But I'm telling you, like, sometimes, like, if you, I don't remember his name, but like people like Jimmy Chang or there are some like stand-up comedy artists that tiptoe behind between the lines of racism and comedy. I find some of them very entertaining because they're clever. You gotta like think another step ahead to understand what he's actually saying, and people will laugh at that, right? So, anyways, okay. So on to more societal news. Oh, this is pretty concerning. Controversy over North Korea's media opening, the people's right to know, and dangerous security concerns. So, this is our current president right now, and he's known to be very pro China, not gonna lie. And what's happening is, he said, we'll be opening up channels or media from like North Korea to be, broadcasted or publicized in South Korea. And people are like, what the like, why? Like, why do you have to do that? And he's like, oh yeah, it's the people's right to know. Like, no, why not? And the other side was like, oh, that's very dangerous. Like, why are you spreading this propaganda in South Korea? There's no incentive in doing that. And the president actually countered that, saying, but I think it would be even more useful to have that propaganda flow into our country to see how outrageous it is, and everyone's just going to mock at it and make fun of it, and nobody with basic intelligence in South Korea is going to fall for that propaganda. So he's like, yeah, why not? They have the right to know what the North Korean government is publishing. Why do we censor that shit? It's useless. So I don't know. I think he kind of has a point. If if anything, if North Korean propaganda and those news broadcasts come into Korea and they're not censored, people are definitely going to make fun of it. Nobody's actually going to fall into it and want to say, like, oh, yes, Supreme God, Mr. Kim Jong-un is saving our lives and I want to go to North Korea. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do get the other side saying, like, why though? Like, this is unnecessary. So, I don't know. Yeah. Censorship is un-American, but censorship is widely accepted in Korea. So it's a big debate. Um, yeah, but the president is actually doing like a world tour right now, a domestic world tour in Korea, interviewing all these government-owned organizations, government-run organizations, from like the very obscure ones to like the big ones to like all the ministers and all that. And he's been doing like live streams of interviewing and having like a town hall meeting with all these ministers of each organization. And he's been actually like hammering them with questions like, oh, you don't know the stats from your own organization, or you don't know how much tax money you're using. Oh, you don't know how many like campaigns you have, and like what's the usage of this and that. Like, so this has all been televised and it's all on YouTube right now for the past few weeks. He's been doing these open town hall meetings, and people have been very, I would say, positive. Obviously, it's politics, so people will have different opinions, but I would say people have been very positive on this town hall meeting thing because it's very transparent. And if anything, it's going to like weed out the unnecessary departments or organizations that are just sucking up tax money that people don't know about. It was just hidden and it was back from the 70s, and nobody really gives an F about that organization and its campaigns. But yeah, like it's been a very entertaining thing to watch, like these town hall meetings. I don't know if you do that in your own countries too, but like the opposite party is obviously saying like, oh, it's all a show. Like he's doing this for his approval ratings, and he's trying to impress the people, and it has no meaning at all. He's trying to diverge the actual problem of like currency and like whatever to this, and make it's rage bait for the people. He's intentionally trying to like swap the organization heads and chief people into his own people by like slandering him online. So each side, I guess, might have a point, but I saw this one comment saying, like, even if it is a show, it would be super tiring for him to do these shows every single day for a couple of weeks, and he gets like all these reports, and he has to know about all these organizations in order to uh, make questions and actually like kind of investigate on them. So I think it's for the better. Like it has like a very cleansing effect. And I've been like baffled out on seeing like this a random organization about, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. So check it out if you know some Korean, these town hall meetings. But during those town hall meetings, this came up, like the North Korean right to know thing. Yeah. Lynn, thank you so much for the $20. Have a wonderful Christmas holiday. Thank you so much. Pizza, pizza. I will enjoy the tacos for sure. Okay, everyone's talking about tacos now. Uh, yes. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, we're all talking about South Korean politics, but people in the comment sections aren't talking about Taco Bell. Okay. All right. So how long have I been streaming so far? Let's see. 212 people. Please like. This new YouTube interface doesn't show you how long I've been streaming. I can't get a I don't get an idea of like how long I've been streaming. What? This is crazy. Yeah, how long have I been streaming, guys? I have no idea. So I started at 12:15, so it's been what? It's 2, so an hour and 45 minutes, something like that, right? Okay. My favorite Mexican food? Oh, everything. Everything. Just tacos, burritos, enchiladas, um, those chips with guacamole, everything. Oh, yeah, everything. They're also yummy. 96 minutes. Okay. Why don't you order some food to eat? I'm trying to eat healthy, so yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be the last news of today, and I'm going to move over to Patreon. So, Mr. Obama, long time no see. So, what's going on with him, right? So, the Korean things Obama loved this year. It's like a Spotify wrapped Obama version, I guess. And this is his list, his favorite music list, and there's like a lot of stuff here from Lady Gaga, Olivia Dean, Kendrick Lamar's Luther, great song. A lot of stuff, and among them, oh, we have Jump from Blackpink. Deal. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, so Obama loves Blackpink, and it's in his favorite music list for 2025. Interesting, right? And yeah, I heard that his family member, was it his daughter or someone who loves Blackpink or K-pop? That was Jump. And then Obama's favorite movies, one battle of after another. I saw this one. It was I don't know. I thought it was okay, but it was kind of long and dragging. Um yeah, and then there's No Other Choice by Park Chan-wook. So I don't know if this is already released. Probably it's released in your own countries, right? So this was from Park Chan-wook, one of the maestros of Korean film. So I definitely recommend you guys watching it. I think it was a good piece, and Lee Byung-hun, the Squid Game guy, is the main lead of the movie itself. So go check it out with Son Ye-jin, Hyunbin's wife. So good acting, good plot, kind of Parasite-esque vibes, I would say. Interesting. So go watch it. After watching it, I recommend you checking out my Patreon review about this movie. So I didn't realize that the movie wasn't released back then when I watched it. So I recorded a review about it, and people were like, "Oh, we didn't even watch the movie." But now, since you get the chance to, like, maybe use your holiday times to go to the theaters, or I don't know if it's released on Netflix or not, but check out the movie. Check out my review on Patreon, patreon.com/koreanpizzaclub. Yeah. His daughters like Shiny a lot. Okay. It's a good hype song. Yeah. So, so that's it for today's stream. I will proceed straight on to the Patreon exclusive podcast right after this and talk about a lot of topics. To give you a little tease, I'm I'm taking shots. I'll talk about my experience and my experience with the doctor and like a lot of talk around it, like what I've seen. Also, I'll talk about like my current investment in Hybe. Oh, it's gonna be a heated one. And also, I'll talk about a very unique kind of experience I recently had, actually 3 days ago, which is a dog funeral, a full package service in Korea, which was kind of uncanny in some way. But I'll be talking about all those kind of things on the Patreon exclusive podcast. So go check out Patreon over here on patreon.com/Korean Pizza Club. And you can get all these perks just for $5. $10 is the recommended tier. You get all of these stuff. All right. And I'm going to do a watch party for a lot of stuff as well, too. So yeah, go check it out. Only $5. Best way to support Oh wow, Catherine Chow, thank you so much. Hi David, enjoy a meal on me. Merry Christmas. Enjoyed your streams and DKDK shorts with Danny. Yes, thank you so much. We're putting out fake podcast shorts as well too. And also, oh yeah, good news. Um, you know my Daily David Kim account that's been putting out shorts recently? Yeah, this short in particular has been getting so many views. This one over here, the Cordes short. I made a short about Cordes winning Rookie of the Year, and it's gotten over 1 million views now. 1 million. The insight is crazy. Like, look at this. 73,000 likes. Now at 980,000. It's about like it's gonna like look at the views over time. That's crazy, right? It's going parabolic. So that's that. And also I made a video about this as well. Never wear anything colorful in Korea, especially during winter. You might feel like a peacock in a flock of crows. And I filmed this when I was in the subway, everyone wearing black and white, everything like that. And this has actually blown up as well too. This has gotten over 865,000 views. Wow. Look at the graph. It's just constantly growing. So I think these are going to be my two 1 million hitters. So I'm excited. I got like 2,000 followers now, right? So it's slowly growing, my short form journey. I'm very proud. Okay, I might add this into my podcast for the Patreon. Short form journey and my feelings. I'm very proud. But thank you, Catherine Chow. Thank you so much. Pizza, pizza. I'll enjoy the meal. Congrats on the quarter short and 1 million views. Now I'm a core. Coer. Core. Yes. I liked all the shorts for you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so go follow Daily David Kim on Instagram over here, all right? If you want to see daily shorts about me meeting Lee Jung-jae, I met him in real life over here, and a lot of other celebs, and a lot of other stuff. I did a reel with Diana too about how foreigners in Korea think random streets are pretty. I just don't understand it. Stuff like that. That got a lot of views about like loneliness, living in Seoul. So a lot of these kind of reels, you get to see the daily life of Korean people. Um, yeah. So please go follow me on Daily David Kim. Okay. Are you putting Patreon in the chat? Yes, I will actually. Let me make the post just now. Patreon exclusive podcast. Click the video link title above to join on YouTube. And let me grant access for all the free and paid members. So you have to sign up as a free member. Yeah, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/koreanpizzaclub and sign up as a free member and you'll have access to it. And here we go. Let me make a link and you can ask questions in the meantime. One last question before I actually end the stream. All right, let me go to studio, make another live stream. And here we go, stream.
See, David, that color does look
yeah, Patreon
100 emoji, 100 emoji,
exclusive
100 emoji,
podcast.
100 emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji.
Oh wait, yay, Chammer, thank you so much. See, David, that color does look great on you. Thank you so much. That peacock cotton candy pink color. Oh yes, you know what? Actually, today's Patreon podcast is going to be loaded. Oh, I forgot this. I got to talk about my Jeju trip. Oh, I have some tea. I have some tea for you guys. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. I'm very excited to share my. Oh, this is gonna be a long one. Okay, I'll need to like skip through some stuff, but all right, yeah. So, anyways, I'm making the stream right now, starting at 2:15. There we go. The stream is made, and I'll just share the link for you guys. In the meantime, go to Patreon and sign up as a free member. You just have to like click on like sign up with Google or whatever. And here we go. Okay, let's see. New stream key. Yeah, default stream key. Oop, what's going on? Yeah, it's using the same stream key, that's why. Okay, I don't know what this is. Oh, YouTube has changed its interface and it's so hard. What the hell? Okay, I think it's, yeah, I think it's done. And here we go. Yes. URL is put in. There we go. And I will post it now and share it in the chat for you guys. Okay, it's been posted. Share the link. There you go, guys. Okay, let me share the link in the chat for you. There you go. It's in the pinned comment. All you have to do is click on that link that I am spamming in the chat right now and sign up as a free member on Patreon. Access the newly uploaded post and I'll see you there in 5 minutes. Let me just get a drink and let me share you my story. Oh wow, so many stories to share. I don't know if I could fit it in an hour or an hour and a half, but yeah, I'll see you over there. Merry Christmas to everybody. Early Happy New Year's. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do a live stream next week, but thank you so much for following me and my journey and my content for this year. Hope you have a wonderful holiday with your family and friends and lovers. Yeah, I'll be going down to Busan. I'll be back in Seoul by the actual year end. But yeah, I'm going to have some family time and friend time as well. So yeah, I'll share more on the Patreon exclusive live stream. Okay? See you over there. Bye-bye. It's locked? Let's see. It should be... No, if you're a free member, uh you can watch it. Yeah. Yeah, you have to sign up as a free member, right? Yeah. As long as you're a free member, you'll have access to it. Just verify if it works and I'll just end the stream. Yeah, it says free member and paid members. Yep. You guys can access it, right? Okay, so I see some folks in the chat already, 67 people. So all right, I'll move on to over there. I got in fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Cal.